You sent everyone in his address book, including his chiropractor and his daughter's teacher. You've deleted all the numbers or changed numbers of women in his phone. You check his bank accounts. You call a restaurant to see who he came up with. You hid his dress clothes.
She's a
If you say so. When Kirsten hacked into my email account, she found old photos of a female friend. Somebody just got a wanted somebody to see it. You know what? People are proud of stuff like that.
Oh, that's hot.
This is someone I didn't have any knowledge of, but she was topless, and underneath the picture it said, "I've got more special pics for you, XOXO, love," whatever her name was. To me, that's not a friend at all.
Once you told me to stop talking to her, I did. I wish that Kirsten would trust me. I don't give Kirsten reasons not to trust me.
You wrote an email to his entire address book saying I'm a no-good, rotten cheater and I've screwed up. And you're still here. Why? Seriously, Chris, why are you still in this relationship?
Because I love her.
You've hacked into his email. You sent everyone in his address book, including his chiropractor and his daughter's teacher.
That was just in the email address. When I emailed it, I didn't realize it was just right there.
Well, when you get where you don't belong, innocent people get hurt. Yeah, that does happen. You're right. You've deleted all the numbers or changed numbers of women in his phone. You check his bank accounts. You call a restaurant to see who he came up with. You hid his dress clothes. What was that about?
He was going away on a tournament for softball, baseball.
Right.
And when you're doing that, dress the part. At least look like you're going to play a sport. And to me, wearing dress clothes and things like that didn't look like it. And you got to understand.
So you were choosing his wardrobe. So you didn't want him to go out to dinner after the game or something.
Yeah, he can go to dinner. I didn't have any problem with that.
But you wanted to wear a softball
If
uniform?
it's a bunch of men, why are they going to wear?
She wanted me to go to Burger King instead of a restaurant.
Okay, all right. We're going over the reasons you love her here. If you're not at home or you're on the internet, you just assume he's cheating, right?
No, I don't, not all the time. Not all the time. Not all the time.
Okay.
I felt I was deceived. You got to understand this. This goes back to little lies, which carried on to him being on the internet, still having profiles saying he's single. I had no knowledge of it. So when I find out, yeah, it's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, like getting your contact knocked out of your eye. That's what I call a surprise.
I don't feel proud about that at all.
I'm missing it. Is the fact that he is a liar and a cheat that he didn't successfully delete his online account?
Oh, and winking at people, getting emails from women, being on Messenger. I don't even know what that was at the time, but I do now. And all his friends are women. They all look like one particular type he likes. And it's funny, usually if you have friends, they're old, young, short, whatever.
Well, if you're a guy that goes on Match.com, generally the responses you get will be from women.
Yeah, it's for dating purposes. So why, if he has me at this point in time, is he still up there saying, here's my profile, I'm single?
Okay, were you...
I wasn't on Match.com to meet anybody.
Well, who was responding to the people
Nobody.
that were
I didn't wink at anybody. She says I did. I didn't. I didn't wink at anybody.
Okay, a wink is when you respond to somebody or you send a message of interest or something like that.
Yes, because I couldn't contact them with email or phone numbers because I wasn't a paying member. That's not what I was on there for.
What were you on there for?
I was checking to see if she was on it because I had seen that she was on it before when we were together, and then she moved out there, and I said, you know what, your profile's still up. And then she was getting all kinds of winks herself in her emails. And then, yes, she did show me. But I had went on there in November.
Why didn't you take it down?
Why didn't I take it down?
Yeah, she showed you how to delete it. Why didn't you do it?
No, I knew how to delete it. I was on there checking to see if she was still on because I did see that she was on there. And I was going to delete it and hide it, or I was going to delete it.
Yeah, exactly. That's
you can
my
hide
point. So I'm not going nuts here.
You ever heard of Sigmund Freud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they call a Freudian slip.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you saying here?
Well, because I know you can hide it. That's why I said that. You can hide your profile so that nobody sees it. That way she wouldn't see that I was on, looking to see if she was on. But she was doing the same thing to me. She was doing the same thing to me.
Okay, so is it safe to say that we don't have a relationship here that's grounded in trust?
Exactly. Exactly.
Because both of you are online checking to see if the other one's still online.
I haven't been on. I hadn't been on at all. This
Well,
is
apparently
just,
you are. You saw his.
No, I went to, well, yeah. I went to his account. I went to his account. And I was able to see that
Did I wake up in the Twilight Zone? I mean, come on. You guys don't trust each other, right?
No, that's the main problem. That's exactly why we're here.
Yeah.
Because I want to know, am I wasting my time? Because I'll get up and run real quick. That's exactly what I do. I don't stick around. He
Oh,
knows
we've seen that. You've annulled twice.
There you go. My history speaks for itself.
6 days and 3 months. Does that concern you?
Yeah, it has concerned me, but I've made it 7 months.
Yeah, but you're
Longer
not
than
married.
that.
No, you're right. That's true.
Are
You're
you
right,
thinking
that's true.
about getting married?
Yes, we have. I've thought about it myself, and I don't know if she has, but
I'm not a
yes.
huge fan of it at this point in time.
Yeah.
I've been there kind of, well, not really, but it's,
Okay.
My husband Keelan has told me that he is still in love with his first love, Lindsay. He thinks it's okay to have a friendship with a woman he almost left me for a few months ago. My husband and I are on the verge of a divorce. 2 months after we got married, I found out I was pregnant. When I was 7 months pregnant, my husband went to his sister's birthday party.
I ran into my ex-girlfriend, my first love. There was chemistry between us still.
He came home the next day and told me that he thought he was still in love with his ex-girlfriend.
I would say the saying, you never get over your first love, is very true. Lindsay was my high school sweetheart. I didn't know that I still had feelings for Lindsay when we got married.
I was devastated.
If I knew then what I know now, we probably would not have gotten married. I want to work things out with Lori, but if things don't change, we'll most definitely be divorced within the next year.
If what things don't change, you're going to be divorced within the next year.
The way we act towards each other, and just the fights that we have.
How do you feel when you hear him say, if I knew then what I know now, I probably wouldn't have gotten married, and we're likely to get divorced if things don't change?
It hurts. It hurts a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what I want to hear.
Are you involved with this Lindsay?
No,
Are you in contact with her?
no,
Have you lied to her about being in contact with her?
no.
When y'all have a fight, you talk to Lindsay, right?
Sometimes, yes.
How old were y'all when you got married?
19.
19? You were 19 and you were...
19.
This is why you don't get married at 19. No, seriously. It's why you don't get married at 19. Because you just don't know enough. You don't have enough ability to predict the consequences of what's going on.
Amen.
Okay, you got a Dr. Phil crew at your house shooting over your marriage difficulties involving another woman, girl, and she's instant messaging you while we're there.
She did, yes.
What's up?
Well, the last time that happened with Lori when she left was months ago.
I know.
I haven't been on AIM in a couple months, and we logged on just to do that shoot, and she just IN'd me. I haven't talked to her.
So you hadn't been on there for months until our crew got there. You flipped it on, and bang, she hit you right there.
Yeah, Lori had
Boy, that
uninstalled
is
it on my
a
computer.
vigilant woman. That's a hell of a coincidence, isn't it? Seriously,
Yeah,
is that?
it is.
That's a
no,
huge.
it really is, because Lori had uninstalled AIM on my computer. I don't even get on it anymore.
AIM off his computer.
Yeah, but as soon as it came up hot, she was there.
Yeah, she was. And I was talking to her. It was me.
Pretending to be him?
Yeah. But Keelan, I use punctuation and correct grammar, and Keelan's a little bit more casual, so she knew she was talking to me. And I told her after the first few sentences, I told her, you were talking to me. And I asked her why. I don't understand why she's still talking to him. I've told her repeatedly not to talk to him.
Do you think that's inappropriate?
Me talking to her.
You being involved with First Love Lindsay?
It's inappropriate for me to talk to her, but on the same hand, Lori talks to her ex, and I don't want her to either.
Are you in love with Lindsay?
No.
Did you tell your wife you were?
When?
Ever?
Yes.
You're only 19. When you were kids, have you ever told her? When did he tell you that?
In January of last year.
January of last year. Did you tell her that then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you've gotten over it since then.
Yes.
Okay. Listen, you're kind of new at this because y'all are newlyweds and you are very young. And I am commenting on the fact that you're very young because I just think you just don't know enough about the life in the world. But now you are married and you are parents, and you have to take that seriously here. Mm-hmm. And your wife is in pain over this. She is concerned about this, and you're saying we're not going to make it a year if things don't change. Then you've got to change it. You've got to be the man here and step up and change this. And you guys need to understand, this isn't high school. You don't argue and then break up and then go back to somebody else and then you see each other in the cafeteria, so you're back together again. All that. You don't do that. You're now married and you have a child, and this child didn't get a vote. And so you've got to decide, if we want a good marriage, then we have to create a good marriage. You know, you've heard that old saying, if you want a good friend, be a good friend. Mm-hmm. If you want a good wife, be a good husband. If you want a good husband, be a good wife. Y'all need to sit down and say, you know what? He really is right. Our child is the one that is either going to benefit or be penalized by what we do here. And this stuff about getting on MySpace and instant messaging and talking on the phone to old friends and flames, that's over. You're married. And that fence line should be like the wall of China, and it should go to the sky. Okay? You're married.
I met my first true love in college. After dating for 2 years, I was so in love, I started thinking about marriage. But her attitude changed. She just told me it was no longer working. It's been 5 years since we stopped dating. I haven't been able to date, and I can't even look at other women. I think about her every day. This is affecting everything in my life. I cannot move forward. I would give anything to talk to her face to face and ask her how I felt in our relationship. Then maybe I could get over my first true love.
Now he's smiling. Now he's smiling. So how long has it been since you two have seen each other?
I think I seen her back in November of last year.
Uh-huh. And did you talk to her?
Briefly, for about 15, 20 minutes.
Uh-huh. Did you ask her any questions?
It was just a general conversation.
You didn't ask her things you really want to know, did you?
No.
Because he really wants to know what happened. What happened?
Oh wow. It was a long time ago. We both were young. I don't think I was emotionally ready. I too was in the position that he's in now with a past former relationship. So I think that may have been what it was, but
You kind of keeping him at arm's length because you had unfinished emotional business.
correct.
You still had some pain and some hurt and some problems from
Correct.
before. Was it because of him?
No,
Because
past relationship.
I mean, it kind of shook his confidence.
Sorry. I mean, that wasn't my intentions, but I guess I didn't handle it well, I guess.
Well,
I
no, I'm
should've-
not saying that you. I think you had the maturity to know you weren't ready to be in a relationship. I don't think there's anything to apologize about that.
But maybe I should have told him that.
Yeah, I might have saved him 5 years. How about I have one of our drivers out here take y'all to like a really, really nice place for lunch and let you sit down and instead of making small talk, kind of chat about what happened and just kind of clear the air. Reckon that might be, would you do that? Mm-hmm. And, you know, we'll take you somewhere really nice, real close by, and y'all can have a meaningful conversation. Who knows? Who knows?
So I think all of these couples could probably benefit from having open and honest communication and also working a little bit harder to build real trust in the relationships. I mean, the first couple is just I don't even know what they're doing. They're possibly cheating on each other. They are snooping on each other, going behind each other's backs. They each have online dating profiles, which they claim is not to date online, but just to watch each other, watch the other person, which makes no sense. She's doing all kinds of stuff, breaking into his email, sending people email blasts from his entire contacts list, which is insane. I did laugh initially when that was mentioned because I just wasn't expecting that, and it was so ridiculous that it was funny. And then as Dr. Phil was going down the list of the things that she'd been doing, I started to understand just, whoa, wait a minute, this is so invasive. This is not acceptable behavior. And then when Dr. Phil said something about knocking his contact lens out, I thought he meant that metaphorically. So I laughed until he said immediately after that, you him. And that's when I realized it was not meant to be metaphorical, it was real. She actually at him. So yeah, they need to get it together, get some counseling, do something. The second couple, they need to start treating each other like they're really partners. I do think it's unfortunate that, you know, they're so young, they got married so young, and now they have a baby. They have not had a chance to live their lives, discover who they are as individuals, and they really don't know for sure if they are who the other person should be with or not. But it is possible to have a really wonderful, bright future ahead of you, even if you marry young. It's successful for some people. It's just that, you know, the odds may not be stacked in their favor, but they have a child now, so I really hope they can work it out. The third couple, they really need communication. Everyone needs communication. Communication for everybody. But what do you guys think about this episode? What do you think is going on with these couples? Is there anything that they could do better that you see that you think could improve their marriages? Let me know. Drop it in the comments.